Hi, this is Frances Dack with Rancho Cordova Arts coming to you from my sewing room during the pandemic. Today I want to show you how to make God's eyes. This is a great activity for kids and adults alike. Great for a hot afternoon or for a pretend summer camp day. I remember making these when I was at summer camp. God's eyes were made by the Huichol. Huichol is spelled Huichol. They're the indigenous people of the Sierra Madre Mountains in Mexico. The God's eyes were made as protection from uncertainties of the future, and I think that now is a great time to be making them. So here are some of the supplies that we need. We have yarns. This is a string. Here, this is a string, okay, that could be used. Here's some fat yarns, which I haven't tried yet, but I'm thinking about trying them sometime on maybe a fatter stick. This is a fun one these are all things that I just have at home, but this is kind of a wiggly yarn. So the yarns we need scissors for cutting the yarn when we get to the end. We need a tapestry needle. I recommend a tapestry needle. It's not essential, but I like it. It's a fat needle. It has a dull point and it has a really big eye. Okay. Okay, and then we need sticks. I like the look of the natural sticks. I went out into my backyard and I collected a bunch of natural sticks. You can see there. Another thing that I have around a lot because I kind of collect them is straws. I pick them up off the street because they always end up in the oceans, and then I don't like that. I'm trying to keep our environment clean. These are the yarns I'm going to use. All right, here are some that I have made. So we'll get started here, but usually a straight stick. Oh, when I was talking about sticks, I wanted to say that straight sticks is probably best. You can see this one the stick wasn't straight. It comes out with a different look. You know, it depends on what you want. Here's that string being used right here. Different combinations work better than others, all right? These are variegated. They're very fuzzy natural yarns, and I'm going to combine that something like this, only a little bit different this time, because I'm going to use these three colors, but I'm going to use them in a different order. Here's one that I made with a straw, with two straws. And then I wrapped around the end when I was done because I didn't want that plastic look. And this is my Pride God's Eye that I made. And it's made with, this is a ribbon. And that's a little bit more difficult to work with, but you know, it works. Okay, so today I'm going to use these sticks that I found in my backyard. Just cross them over, and in my research I found out that it's traditional to use black in the center, so I'm going to do that this time. The black in the center is like to represent the pupil of the eye. You know, it's the center part. So, oh, here I've started already. So I'm wrapping this around 3 or 4 times in one direction. Then I'm going to turn it and wrap it 3 or 4 times in the other direction. Okay, and all right. So now I'm ready to get started, and I'm going to go over and around, and then turn over, around it, and turn. I'm turning clockwise. I go around the stick and turn, around the stick and turn. Each time I'm turning, I'm making sure that the yarn is going next to the previous time around, so that it's moving outwards. Let's see, I'm not sure you can see it with the black. I'll show you with the next color, but here's the last time I went around, and I'm not going to go right on top of that yarn. I'm going to go next to it. So it's getting bigger with each rotation. Okay, and then I just have to do that until I decide I'm ready to go to another color. All right, and that's a personal preference, of course. All right, I think I need to go a little bit longer, but as you can see, it's getting bigger. You can actually see this sort of diamond pattern happening. Okay, always wrapping so that it's really on the stick. It's never wrapping in any part, whether it's the diagonal or the wraparound part is never on top of a yarn. It's always next to a yarn. It's always on top of the stick. Okay, that's probably enough of that for this one. So I'm going to turn it upside down and hold it firmly with my finger, get my scissors, cut a good distance away. Okay. And then I like to use my tapestry needle. Now with a fuzzy yarn like this, the best way to thread it through that eye is to wrap it around the needle, hold it tight, and then you're going to put that loop through. Otherwise these ends fray so fast it's really hard to get it threaded. Okay, so I'm holding that there tight but not too tight because I need to be able to get the needle under the wraparounds on the back here. There we go. Don't go through the thread, through the yarns, because then it can be difficult, especially with that hairy yarn that I'm going to use in a minute, to get through. Just through a few, okay? And there we go. And now I can cut that there and move on to my next color. So I'm going to use the yellow next. Okay. And I'm going to put the end under, hold it there with my finger, right under there. You can even hold it out like that, see? I'm going to wrap it around whoops, you got to hold it with your finger. Wrap it around 2 times. 1, 2, and now I'm ready to keep going. I rotate and I can go around. Rotate and go around. Rotate and go around. And right there where I wrapped it so many times, I'm gonna kind of go over that because I want it to line up with the previous diagonal, okay? But that extra is going to get covered without any problem. I like this way of doing it. It's so easy. There's no tying knots. If you don't have a tapestry needle, you can try and just push it through with something skinny when you're tying off or when you're ending a color. But this yellow shows up pretty well, I think, what's happening here. You can see how they cross over and you can see that marking right in there. You can see how there's 1, 2, 3 layers, 3 there. So now I'm making the 4th diagonal there, wrapping it around and then keeping on. You're always wrapping and laying the yarn on the stick, whatever your stick or your straight thing is. It never goes on top of what you've just done. It has to go next to it, which means that it's not going to go on top or cross over and be touching yarn. It's going to go next to the yarn and be touching the stick. I like the way this one is coming out. I like the contrast between the black and the yellow. I always have to remind myself in everything I do to make contrast. So that things show up better. Okay. I'm going to go around a few more times here and then put my 3rd color on. You can make each color be, you can make some colors be very wide or pretty. These are, I guess my yellow is a little bit wider than length than my black, but it's pretty similar because I'm going to stop here. Like this one, this layer here, this is very small in the middle. That's really like a pupil in the bright sun, right? And then this one here is a really skinny rotation, I guess you call it, color. Okay, so like I did before, I'm going to flip it over and hold that while I cut a pretty good length, you know, so that I've got some to work with. And this is fuzzy yarn again, so I'm going to wrap it around my needle, slide it off, and then that folded part slips through. Much easier than if I tried to do this. Sometimes you get like part of it goes through and part of it doesn't. That time it actually worked, but it doesn't always work, believe me. Anyhow, okay, so then I'm going to slip my needle underneath those wraparounds. Trying to get that so you can so you can see it. Get it to go under there. You have to work at it. This is something that kids might need some help with. Threading the needle is something that, like when you're cutting and threading, this part when you're in between your colors, whoa, what did that went around the wrong way. I want that to come from this side. Eee. So you got to watch what you're doing. All right, there we go. And now I'm ready to cut that. Okay. And then I'm going to use this variegated thread that is, it's kind of, it's like definitely hand spun and variegated, hand dyed probably. I've had it for a while and finally found a great use for it in these. So I'm going to hold this on the back side there. Wrap it around twice. Hold it steady with my finger for a little while, right? Whoops, 1, 2, and now I'm ready to start my rotations. My diagonal there. I'm going on the wood, never over the previous diagonal. Okay. There we go. This one is kind of sticking out. I'm gonna hold it out this way so that it gets wrapped around. When we get to there, I'll show you that. Wrap it around, turn, wrap it around, turn. Now I have this funny thing that's sticking out. I'm gonna hold it so that it's pointing towards the end of the stick and oops, sorry. Okay. So I'm going around that. So each time I'm going to go around that, over it in the back, and then it's going to cover it up as I go around. There are variegated threads that are, or excuse me, variegated yarns that are more similar to this yellow that I used, as far as like being acrylic and softer and not irregularly fuzzy like this one is, that I think would probably show up a lot better. Kind of like this did. It's, you know, the variegations show up pretty well. I just happened, this is what I have at home. I'm just using what I have at home, which is something I would try and do anyway, even if I wasn't in the pandemic. So it's coming along here, and I just have to decide when to stop. Pretty soon here, probably. I like that I got some blue in there. That's fun. Ooh, there's a nice red. I love variegated because you never know what's coming up. Oh, I see some orange coming up. I'm going to do a little bit more because I'm having fun. And I hope you will have fun too. Okay, that's probably far enough. All right, so once again, flipping it over and cutting. Good length there, maybe 6 or 8 inches. This yarn actually goes through here pretty easily. There we go. Amazingly so, considering it's so hairy. And then I'm gonna work it underneath those wraps that I made. Trying not to go through any of the yarn itself. Pull it through. This yarn is a little bit harder to pull through just because it's so hairy and knobby. But it will come through. There we go. There we go. All right, and then I can use this. I could tie this around here if I wanted to try and make a hanger for it, or I could just, you know, use a totally separate one, which I think probably will work better. You could hang these in your window, over your door, over your bed. I'm just cutting off some of those loose ends that are on the back so it's a little bit neater. And there it is. So I hope you have fun with these. Go out and collect sticks. That's always fun. And make a God's eye, and it will protect you. Remember to stay safe, wear your mask, and keep coming back to the Rancho Cordova Arts Facebook page on Tuesdays and Thursdays to see how to do some kind of art project. Thanks. Bye.